and gentlemen, from the Orange County Convention Center in Orlando, Florida, Trifecta presents Joe Weider's Olympia Fitness and Performance Weekend, brought to you by Wings of Strength and by Northern Chill. Under the direction of Jake Wood, IFBB Professional League President Jim Mannion and Vice President Tyler Mannion, President and Chief Olympia Officer Dan Solomon, and producer Tamer El Gindi. Welcome to the press conference. Representing the Miss Olympia, former two-time Rising Phoenix World Champion, Margie Marvelous. Former two-time Rising Phoenix World Champion, Ella Trevino. Representing the Classic Physique Olympia, defending champion, Chris Bumstead. Former two-time champion, Breon Hansley. Representing the Fitness Olympia, four-time champion, please welcome back, Oksana Rashina. Reigning champion, Whitney Jones.
It has taken many steps.
Representing the 212 Olympia, 2019 Olympia runner-up, Derek Lunsford. Reigning champion, Kamal El Garni. Representing the Bikini Olympia, three-time Olympia runner-up, Janet Leyu. Former champion, Angelica Teixeira. Welcome, your reigning champion, Isa Pacini. Representing the Men's Physique Olympia, defending three-time Arnold Classic champion, Andre Ferguson. Reigning Olympia champion, Raymond Edmonds. Representing the Women's Physique Olympia, 2019 Olympia runner-up, Sarah Villegas. Reigning two-time champion, please welcome, Shani Grant. Representing the Figure Olympia, former two-time Olympia champion, Latoria Watts. Reigning three-time Olympia champion, Sydney Gillen. Representing the Mr. Olympia, the most decorated bodybuilder of all time, owner of 29 professional titles, including the 2008 Mr. Olympia, competing in his final Olympia. Please welcome Dexter, the Blade Jackson. All the way from Iran, last year's third place finisher. Please welcome Hadi Kupan. Former Mr. Olympia runner-up. Please welcome Bamdua Big Brother LVA. '19 Mr. Olympia runner-up, William the Conqueror Bonac. Our next competitor won the Mr. Olympia title each year from 2011 until 2017. Please welcome back to the Olympia, seven-time champion, Phil the Gift. Our final competitor is your 15th winner of the title. Please welcome reigning Mr. Olympia, Brandon Curry. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage our moderators, Bob Chicarillo and Sean Ray.
How we doing, everybody? I almost said how we do in Vegas, but as you can see, things have changed a little bit this year. So how we doing, Orlando? All right, he's here. Sean, we got, we're going to get to all these champs in just a moment, but we got to cover a little bit of ground first. Folks, this is what it's all about this weekend. The prestigious Sandow Trophy's been revised a little bit over the years, a little bit bigger, a little bit better. The names of the champions all engraved on there, Sean.
Yes, and I'm seeing that they add Brandon Curry from last year.
Yeah. I don't see Ray, though. I don't see Sean Ray.
No, I had a sniff.
No, so
I was 2 inches away from catching one of those.
you and Dexter. Yeah, we'll get into that in a little while, but we got all the
Long time
champs.
ago.
These guys follow the internet, clearly. Yeah, there's social media. Well, folks, on behalf of everybody at the Olympia, I want to say welcome. It's been, needless to say, it's been a crazy year, Sean. There's been a lot of ups and downs, and we're going to get into that in just a moment. I've got to give a quick shout out to Dan Solomon. Where's Dan? Dan, stand, please. Dan is your Chief Olympia Officer, and let me tell you something. It was a scramble this year. People don't really know how close this show came. Can I actually share some of this stuff, Dan? Like, I know I'm just kind of spouting off, but is it okay? There's a lot of behind the scenes going on and a lot of scrambling. Jake Wood and his crew. Jake right down in the front. Jake, welcome to your own show. Jake Wood, ladies and gentlemen. And I want to welcome our worldwide audience. Pay-per-view, Sean. We are worldwide, buddy.
Yes, we are.
But I've got to share just for a quick moment. The changes that occurred this year, I mean, everybody knows the COVID craziness and all that stuff. Well, beginning of the year, we wind it back to the beginning of the year, and we're good. Listen, we're in Vegas. It ain't till September. This thing will be long gone by then. And then all of a sudden, it's like, not so much. And then we got to scramble a little bit. And then the venue is going to be an issue. And then and then all of a sudden, it wasn't good. All of a sudden, there was a very real possibility. Dan called me up. He's, bro, I got a bad feeling about this. You know, we got people on the inside. I'm not liking what I'm hearing. We got to make a move. And Dan and Jake and the crew and Tamer all got together. They had to make a snap decision. About 6 weeks ago, this show was going to be gone. It was canceled. Jake wasn't going to let that happen. Jake wasn't going to let a lot of things happen this year. The prize money, biggest in history, Sean. The lineup, biggest in history, Sean. The stage that you guys are going to see, which is absolutely fun. Where's Tamer El-Gindi? Where's Tamer? Your producer, Tamer El-Gindi. Martine, he's in the back running stuff. Folks, wait till you see this. It's the largest. Not only did we do things right, like hey, we're just going to get the show, we're just going to put it on. No. That's not how Jake works. You're going big or you're going home, and we're gone big. Biggest stage in Olympia history on this, over 300 feet of it. Wait till you guys see this stuff. Phenomenal, Sean.
The stage has to match the size of this trophy right here. 56 years.
Well, listen, Dan, congratulations for all your work. Again, there was a lot of mad scrambling. I don't want to get too much into the detail. Let's just say Vegas wasn't really welcoming us with open arms. Dan had to make a snap decision. They looked around at a few places that we could have the Olympia that could accommodate such a huge venture and history and all that. 56 years in the making, Sean, was not going to go down. A lot of sporting events have canceled this year. That was never in jeopardy with Jake Wood. So, Jake, thank you for everything you do. And, Dan, we are here, and it's Olympia time, brother.
Well, you know it's Mr. Olympia time when you see Jay Cutler. Jay Cutler, 4-time Mr. Olympia.
Yo, what's up,
One of our
Jay?
ambassadors and reps of the sport. We've got a lot of comebacks coming up on this stage this weekend as well.
We do. We've got, listen, it's going to be an exciting weekend, and we're going to get to all these athletes in just a few moments. I got to put the mandatory shout out there because the Orlando Convention Center says we do. Folks, if you can help it, please keep the masks on as much as you can all weekend, especially when you're around the hotel and the convention center. I know it's a pain. We tried a muzzle on Sean. It didn't work. We tried the mask. That didn't work. We just figured give him a microphone, let him go, Sean.
We're going to make it happen.
It's Olympia time.
Yes, it is.
We've got some champs here, folks. Now, if you notice, we've got the biggest lineup in Olympia history, so you're not seeing everybody, obviously, that's in the Olympia. We picked out some representation from each one of the classes because over the years, as you know, we've expanded. And now we've got bikini and women's physique and men's physique and classic and all these new classes that we've added. So rather than the old days, for those who have been around long enough that have been here, like Big Steve and JM, who's here for his 100th Olympia. Where's JM?
He's on record his 41st year.
Where's JM at? Is he working?
He's probably taking backstage shots.
Probably taking pictures. That's what he does. But
that's some kind of record, 41 years.
I knew we had some Mannion somewhere in the line. Debbie Mannion, Tyler, welcome. Sandy, you no stranger to the Olympia. It's only the best of the best when you get here, Sean. All these athletes are fighting for best in the world, so we get the best judges in the world. Okay, and that's who we. Oh, Cassie, hey, thanks for coming out, man. Great, good to see you.
Cassie, man.
Glad you could make an Olympia. Very nice.
The last time the Olympia was here was 1991 when history was made. A young man by the name of Lee Haney, at 31 years old, walked off with his 8th standout victory.
Well, history is made to be repeated, and we've got some titles up for grabs. This is a unique year because in almost every division we've got multiple Olympians going against each other, and we're going to start that right off with a couple of gentlemen that we got right here. First word always goes to the champ, and give it up for your reigning, defending Olympia champion, Brandon Curry.
Hello, hello.
Well, Brandon, you're in unfamiliar territory. For the first year, you're sitting in the position of defending champion. Great victory last year, well-deserved. Had the whole family on stage. Your wife stole your check while we were on stage. She gave you the Sandow, which was nice, but that $400,000 check just, boop, gone.
Yeah, it's gone.
It was very Debbie Mannion. That was something you would do, no question about it. Brandon, looking very Shaft today, very Richard Roundtree for those old enough in attendance to get that reference.
Lex Wheeler called him Soul Brother #1.
Soul Brother listen, Mr. Olympia #1. What do you think about defending the title this year?
You know, it's truly a blessing, truly an honor to be able to defend the title against such great champions here today. Very excited to get this weekend started. I appreciate all the people that were able to come out and support the event, and all you guys watching on the pay-per-view. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure you tune in to prejudging and finals, because we're going to put on a hell of a show.
Well, Brandon, you took a little bit of flack last year, which I thought was very unfair because we did not have the full lineup as it was. We were missing some names, some contenders. And, you had to deal with some of that. Unfortunately, these athletes these days got to deal with social media, which is not something the past champs. Jay, I think you just kind of caught social media towards the end of your run, so you didn't have to really deal with it a whole lot. But you guys do. And I thought it was unfair that you caught some flack for, beat a subpar lineup. Well, all the names weren't there. What did you think about that after you won? You win the title. I mean, listen, all you did is come and do what you were supposed to do. You came, you competed, you beat everybody you had to beat. You got the Sandow and the title. What did you think about that?
Well, my history in bodybuilding has, been one a lot of noise. There's been noise always around, no matter what you accomplish, no matter what you don't accomplish. So, I won. And, you hear a little noise, but the fact of the matter is I won. And I'm written in the history books. So it's a blessing. I don't take it for granted. And there's nothing anybody can say or do to take that away from me.
Well, Sean, in lieu of this, I felt bad for you, Brandon. I really did. And I felt so bad that I thought to myself, you know what we got to do? We got to bring somebody back just to make Brandon feel a little bit better about the win and competing. And so we got this guy. He's new to the stage. Please welcome Phil Heath. So Brandon, just so you can feel good this year about competing and you're going to try for that title. But we got 7-time Mr. Olympia looking to equal history, get number 8, put himself there on that pedestal with Ronnie Coleman and the great Lee Haney in the record books. $400,000 on the line, Phil. Did you need any more motivation to come back?
How are you guys doing? I missed the hell out of you guys. Yeah. None of that was why I came back. Yeah. Essentially, I got into the sport for a reason, kind of like a lot of others that are sitting up here, and that's to, have a dream, being able to accomplish that dream, and to continue to, be on that path for personal excellence. And along that journey, I learned a lot. And the best thing that happened to me was actually losing in 2018. That was the best thing that happened to me. And then taking a step back, getting recovered, and then being able to really focus on the mastery of myself as a man, not just a bodybuilder. When I was able to watch the show last year, I was able to find that spark. And that was something that I thought, wow, that's all I needed. And then I realized that winning 7 in a row, there's only so many people that can say that, right? I mean, we already know this. But then I realized that winning 8 is just something that only 2 other men can say they've done. And I just realized that, you know, there was some unfinished business. I wanted to get back in the gym as soon as possible and to put myself in a position to be at my all-time best. And that is why I'm here, is because I truly felt that I needed that time. I needed those situations to happen and to be a living vessel to let everyone know that you can get knocked down and get back up and you come back better, not just with your muscles, but with your mind, body, and spirit. And that is why I'm here. And I'm so freaking excited. You know, I've kept everything under wraps, but I am the gift. So you know what's gonna happen come tomorrow. I'll be able to show you what's going on, because everybody's been wanting to know what's going on. And that's what I'm here to do, is to unveil that gift and to put on a great show. Everybody up here belongs here. They've all had a tremendous amount of adversity, and I will applaud each and every one of you, men and women, because training during a freaking pandemic, we all have had our share of craziness. But we're here for all the same purpose, and that's to walk away as a champion. And I'm here to walk away as an iconic figure in this sport that I love.
Now, Phil, if I'm not mistaken, I try to keep up on my homework and all, but isn't it your birthday tomorrow?
Yes.
So you'll be on stage on your birthday looking for number 8, looking to take this guy out and everybody else that's sitting here. Now, in all fairness, because I do my homework, Sean, unlike yourself, and I put some stats together, there's not a gentleman on this stage or in the show who's ever gotten 1 point off of Phil Heath.
Dexter did, but that was like
Yeah, we're not counting that, though. Don't worry about that.
2009.
Yeah, that's so old, we're not even going to go there, you know, but we'll get to Dexter in a minute. But you get the idea.
Absolutely.
So you're back. Title coming. You're going to put yourself up there with Ronnie Coleman and Lee Haney. You taking these guys out, Phil? You're not one short for words, brother. What's coming?
Essentially, I'm just here to be at my all-time best. I don't really have to explain it very much. I've allowed myself the opportunity to be at my best. I've done that work. I've got 7 freaking Sandals in my goddamn house, and I want 8. And I've done something that no one else has ever done in the sport. I have 3 different types of Sandals. I have the original, I have the 50th, and I have that. And I look to be a Sandal collector for a long time. So yes, I put in the work. I don't really have to talk much about it. You guys know what I'm about. I'm about that life. And I'm about this life and getting it done. I don't want to get too excited because I've got to save some of this shit for tomorrow night.
Well, let's give some perspective, Bob. It started back in 2005 when he was the USA champion. I believe that's when Jay Cutler kind of pointed him out to us that this guy was special. 2006. It's been 15 years since 2005. There's some debate out there. Did you lose the Mr. Olympia, or did Sean Roden win the Olympia, and how did you economize that in the past 2 years?
It doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter what I think about what happened at that time. Judges made their call. Did I like it? Hell no. I would not be the competitor I am if I was okay with it. But I had to look at myself in the mirror, because one thing I have learned is that when you go outside and you start pointing fingers at people like he fucked me, and excuse my language, but I'm gonna be real. Can I be real with you guys?
Yeah.
Okay. If I'm out there pointing fingers, he screwed me, he did this, there's 3 more pointing back at me. What can I do to get better? What can I do to be more accountable for my own actions? And is it political when you lose? Because it definitely sure ain't political when you freaking win. So don't be using those excuses, just get fucking better. And don't get bitter. And that's what I did.
All right.
Well said, Phil. I got to get to the champ here, folks, because this is truly a historic event. We've got not 1, not 2, but 3 Mr. Olympias that will be on stage for the first time in history competing against each other for the title. But this man won it all back in 2008. He said sometime last year, look, I think I'm done here. I've done enough. I'm going out good. I want to go on top and on the main stage, and I think it's great, Dex. What more can you say? Dexter Jackson, everybody. Well, Dex, we've been doing this a long time, my brother, and we've had a lot of fun along the way. You've earned, I don't know, just a few titles, 29 titles. So if you were to win this Olympia, that would be number 30. I mean, listen, that's not a record where any of us are going to see broken, but talk to me about that, Dex. Talk to me about going, if you were to win, let's just go down hypothetical road here, right? You win, you're on top, Dexter, two-time. Does that change anything at that point, or you go out on top?
Backdrop, baby. I'm done. No matter if I win or lose.
So if you were to win, if that name comes out and it's Dexter Jackson and then the confetti comes out, you're out like that. I mean, listen, you can't draw that. You can't write that any better. I mean, if you could go out, I mean, listen, you're going out anyways, no matter, I don't care whether you're 10th, 6th, 1st, whatever. You've done stuff that nobody else has done, my friend. You have created records. Like I said, you've got almost 29 victories. Again, we're not going to see that broken in our lifetime. This is your 20th Olympia, I believe, Dex? 21st. 21st Olympia. 21 Olympias. Think about that, folks. There's people.
Wow.
Dexter's competed in 3 different decades. 3 different decades of Olympias. I mean, that's just, it's mind-blowing. I mean, Sean, you obviously were right there with Albert Beckles, I believe. You guys had the record for a little while. Your record was what, 12?
Like 13.
13. Yeah. Dexter's at 21, just to give you a reference between, obviously, the great, Sean Ray and Albert and that whole crew. So, Dex, where's the emotions going to be, man? I mean, this is it.
Bob, I'm trying to keep it together.
You can't keep it together, bro. I know you too well, bro.
Let's just move on with the question, brother.
Nah. Listen.
I'm telling you, man.
Listen, this guy eats, lives, and breathes bodybuilding. That's what Dexter is. That's who he is.
Yeah.
Now, he may be retiring from the stage, but he ain't retiring from bodybuilding, I can tell you that.
Absolutely.
But how special is it? I mean, I know you got your family here, Dex. Where's the Jackson 5? Where we got? Bro, you talk about a special moment. Your family in attendance, your last Olympia on stage, your competitors that are also friends of yours. You guys all travel together, do appearances together, guest pose at each other's shows, that type of thing. You can't get a bigger moment than this, bro.
We love you, man.
I've never seen such respect, Sean, from other athletes that are going against. Listen, they're competing against them. They know that these athletes have such a respect in the fans for Dexter Jackson for all your years, bro.
You know why? Because I show respect. You show respect, you get respect. You don't hear me talking about nobody and running my mouth about people. I go out, do my job. If judges say, well, Dex, you need to do this, you need to do that. I respect that. That's why you hear judges saying I can't stand Dexter, because I respect their opinion as well. And I'm like that with everybody. You know what I'm saying? So you show respect, and you get respect.
Now, everybody knows how long you've been around. You're 50 now, Dex, is that right?
51.
51, even better. How about this? This guy's 51 years old. He's got competitors up here literally half his age. Yeah. By the way, thanks for shaving last night. You had that old man beard going. I'm like, there's no way he's going to go on stage. Dex's like, hell no, man. I'm shaving all that shit off.
I look like Fred G. Sanford, man, with that beard, man.
Yeah, you did.
No
yeah. Anybody old enough here to know Sanford and Son? We got any? Thank you. Hey, where's my over 50 people? Good God. Half the other audience is going, who? Well, Dex, let's get back to the show. I mean, like I say, tomorrow you're going to be on stage, final Olympia. Call-out's coming out. You're walking out there. Is it war? Is it going on, man? You're not going out meek. I know that.
Come on, man. This is my last competition.
What you bringing, big man? What kind of Dexter are we going to see?
I actually really dieted this time.
I'm glad after all these years you finally decided, yeah, maybe I better do 20 minutes of cardio on Tuesday.
I actually really put in a lot of work. Did some different things that I'll share with you guys in the future, because as you get older, you got to learn how to make adjustments to get better. That's what I've been able to do. And like I say, I won't be able to teach all you guys this in the future. This is my 21st Olympia. I could have did 22nd too, but I missed one. I can probably do another 5 more if I wanted to, but there comes a time when you know in your heart when it's time to let go. And it's time, and I want to go out on top. So being up on stage tomorrow, you know, and Saturday night with these guys, it's going to be a battle because I'm going to be at my very best. Okay, so I'm not saying I'm going to be way back when I was like 2005, but you can take at least 10 years off. You know, I'm telling you, I'm ready. I'm ready to get it on. You guys are going to see tomorrow night.
I like it. Well, quick question. All right. So everybody follows all the social media stuff. They see all the wars and the war of words, you and Sean. So who's bigger, you or Sean? I mean, taller. You know what I mean? Like, it's been a lot of speculation out there, Dex.
First of all, let's clear the record between me and Sean. I love Sean like a brother, okay? We've always gone back and forth doing this for many years, you know? And I just want to let you know, brother, that coming up through the ranks when I was a young kid, you were the one that I admired. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, and I know we have our wars when we go back and forth. He's like the only person I've never beat.
I remind you all that.
He makes me so mad because he throws that in my face every time. He retired before I can kick his behind.
You're part of the reason I retired.
But man, I just want to tell you, there's no animosity between me and you. I love you like a brother, and you know, we still gonna be boys no matter what.
Well, you beat me to the punch because that leads me to this. As far back as 1999, that's what 1998, Ronnie Coleman won his first Olympia. Your first Olympia was in 99.
Yeah.
That tells you how long he's been on that stage. Ronnie Coleman's been retired for many years.
You still had hair back then.
Yeah, back in the day. Make that an issue, Bob.
Yeah.
Shining it now. But what you've accomplished on the stage, only every other bodybuilder can dream of. And that's just a fact. Like you said, Bob, we'll probably never witness what Dexter's laid down and put before us. Naturally, it's hard to look up to somebody that's coming up from behind you. My idols were like Lee Haney, Lee Labrada, the guys that were before me. But now in retirement, sitting by the pool with the cocktail up, looking at what you've done is ridiculous. I don't think it'll ever be accomplished again. Phil Heath's on the brink of history. This guy right here is on the brink of history if he finally beats Phil Heath. This guy, who's the #1 bodybuilder, winning the Arnold Classic this year and a couple years ago, he's the guy to watch out for too. But what you've done will never be duplicated. And with that, I give you all my respect.
Thank you.
Thank you for the memories.
Love here at the Olympia.
It's unfortunate I couldn't have the rematch, but I've been on for too long.
I can feel the love oozing from your suit.
Yes.
It's excellent. But Dex, congratulations. I can't wait to see it myself and be a part of history. Give it up for Dexter Jackson, folks.
All right. That's going to bring us to William Bonek. From the Netherlands, William Bonek, the new giant killer. William's been quietly knocking people out and taking names. Our last year's first runner-up, our Arnold Classic champion in Australia and in Ohio, the Golden State Pro. You won several. I think you won over in Finland as well.
Yes.
You've made the rounds, very quiet-like. And all the fuss is about these three gentlemen. What do you make of that? Is that motivational for you to come and upset the apple cart this year?
Definitely. You know, I let them do the fighting, you know, so I can sneak away with the trophy.
That's what little guys do. We gotta sneak in there. What do you gotta do to hold these three cats off and get the judges to pay attention to what you're bringing? Because you were right there chomping at the heels a year ago.
What do I gotta do? I think I've done enough, you know, and God's will, I can show that tomorrow and Saturday. And I know these guys, you know, they are champions, you know, all of them, you know, Phil, Brandon, Dexter, of course, you know, even Rami is a threat, you know, Adi is his second year, you know, so, you know, I know what I'm up against too, you know, and I felt it last year as well, you know, so when I heard this year, like, you know, he's coming back, this one's coming back, so I'm like, I gotta step up my game, and that's what I did this year.
Back in the day, it was all about weight. The guys kind of got really big. How much do you weigh so people know what you're up against with these guys?
Actually, last year I had a little bit of accident, let me say it like that, like 5 weeks out. So last year I was like, just like 100 kg.
Bob, you want to do the math? 100
yeah,
kg? How many pounds?
I think it's 2.5 or 2.
I want him to
220, yeah?
20.
Okay. Yeah. And this year?
This year, so yesterday I weighed myself in the morning and I was 106 kg.
235 for you, Bob. 235. He's 5 foot nothing. 235.
You know better than anybody, bro.
That's a lot.
Listen, the strength of William is in his consistency. Much like yourself, I always give you props. I give you a bunch of crap, bro, but I always got to give you props. Consistency is the key. Nobody's been more consistent than William Bonek. He follows in Dexter's shoes. I got you, bro. Don't worry. I can see you. Look, I got the side eye. Don't worry. Dexter, his whole career has been consistency. You never see this guy ever show up out of shape and out of contention. William, exactly the same. Every Olympia we see him, every Arnold, he's in shape. He always comes to play. He's always in contention. I see the judges all nodding in agreement in the front. He's always a contender, man, and that's your strength, bro. That's why you're the conqueror.
Thank you, brother.
Conqueror, the X Factor.
The X Factor.
This is also an X Factor by way of Iran, the people's champion, Hadi Chupin. He's kind of like the new Shadow. He comes and he goes, he shows up.
I got to give a shout out, but so before we get into Hadi, congratulations for getting here. As most people know, Hadi's from Iran. Unfortunately, the U.S. doesn't have the best relations with Iran at this time, and neither did we last year. So it's a minor miracle that he was actually able to get here to compete. But Hani Rambod, I don't know if Hani's out here. He was a major contributor. The behind-the-scenes work Hani does is spectacular. Without Hani, Hadi's not here this year, okay? So big shout-out to Hani Rambod out there. But Hadi.
Absolutely. I mean, both years he came in at the very last minute. Did you have a plan B if he wasn't going to be able to make it coming this year? What would plan B be?
اول خیلی خوشحالم که امسال باز در حضور جمعیت و مردم هستم و تبریک میگم که باز دکتر جکسون جاست. خوشحالم که فیلیکس دوباره برگشته و رقابت جوری میشه که دیگه حرف و حدیثی نباشه که خلوت بود، سبک بود، فلان بود. خوشحالم باز گوناک هست، بران جان هست، دیگرون و من از پارسال که رفتم کلا تیمم درگیر ویزا بوده تا الان و خودم آقایون پارسافر مربیم آقایون رامبورد کلا شبانه روز 24 ساعت روز درگیر بودیم که بتونیم ویزا آمریکا رو بگیریم و خودم رو برسونم اینجا. من واقعا این 60 روز که بیرون بودم 2 ماه است کل سختی ها رو خودم با خودم هم کردم و خوشحالم که تونستم تلاش کنم به خودمو برسونم اینجا.
اگر نمیتونستی المپیا شرکت کنی چی کار می‌کردی؟
من همیشه امید دارم به جز المپیا گفتم هیچ مسابقه دیگه شرکت نمی‌کنم. فقط سال به سال مثل المپیا.
Bob, you want to translate that?
Yeah, I got this. He says he's ready.
Okay.
Hey, bro, help me out here.
I got you, Bob. No worries. First and foremost, Hadi said that he wants to truly thank all the fans for being here. It's such an honor for him to be here. He wants to thank, of course, Hani Rambod, the Parsafar brothers, for doing all the behind-the-work scenes to bring him here, the IFBB, the NPC, the Mr. Olympia organization. He says that it's an absolute honor to be here sitting next to every gentleman here, as you heard him name, from William, Rami, Brandon, Phil, who am I missing, Dexter, every single one of them. He says that this year it's going to be one heck of a competition that he's happy to be here for. And he said that it was a really difficult 60 days to get himself here. And it was a lot of trials and tribulations that we didn't know until the very last minute how to move forward. And when asked the question, what was the plan B if you weren't going to be able to compete in the Mr. Olympia competition, he said, there was no plan B. I gave it all to God, and I was hoping that I would be here, and here I am.
Wow. Can you imagine training for this show, training for this competition, the amount of sleepless nights and the amount of sacrifice you make to get here, not even knowing if you're going to come. So that's huge for him.
Listen, the stress these athletes are under, especially our friends from overseas, especially this year with all the nuttiness going on in the COVID restrictions, flight restrictions, country restrictions. You just got to tip your hat to these guys. I mean, listen, it's hard enough getting ready for a show. Most of the people that are here have been competitors. We've all kind of done it. That's hard. Getting ready for a pro show is a whole nother level. Getting ready for the Olympia is a whole nother, and then you pile on top the fact that you might do all this prep, get all that way, and then be denied. And it's crazy to even think about that you could, I mean, you know, we competed for years, Sean. I can't even imagine going through the entire prep of an Olympia. And then, like, I mean, listen, Hadi could have got to the border. He did everything right. He had letters from the president and everybody. I mean, you could think of, you know, Hadi made sure he had every paperwork he could possibly have, COVID tests, and he could still have gotten here, and they just denied him. That's just the way it works. And, you know, so thank God. You know, that all came through because this guy took third place last year in his debut, People's Champ. Don't sleep on Hadi Chupan.
Yeah, I mean, representing the entire country of Iran and the People's Champ. It's incredible. Welcome back.
Well, listen, we're going to get into weights and measures today, all right? William, you were what, like 235, I think, in pounds, give or take?
Yeah, something like that.
Okay, we'll go with 235. That looks good. Without the dreads, okay?
Without the dreads, exactly.
This guy's 100 pounds heavier at 335 pounds. Give it up for Big Rami. Yeah, buddy.
Yes, sir.
Rami, you're all business, man. I saw some leaked photos the other day. Luckily, in my position, I get to see some photos that kind of crept out there somehow. And you're in shape, my friend. I know you've got a team you've been working with this year.
Yeah.
You're bringing it.
Yeah. First, I need to thank you for Mr. Jemanian and Mr. Jacoud, Mr. Dansham, Mr. Steve Weinberger to give me this opportunity to be here in this stage again. I know it's hard, and you know, everyone here know what has happened, and he gave me that invitation to be here, and I'm really thankful for that because, you know, I working very hard to be here this year. The situation is very hard for me this year. I do Arnold Classic, I try to go Australia, I try to go Arnold, Europe Pro. It's many things happen, but I'm here. Thank you, God. Thank you for everyone helping me to be here in this stage. And
now, Rami, I got to ask, okay? You got a full lineup here.
Yeah.
You got the champ coming back, Mr. Olympia.
Sure.
You got another Mr. Olympia on the other side of you. You got another Mr. Olympia right here who's the current champ. You got William and there's a lot of competitors and a few we haven't even mentioned that are all competing. Your name has been around for the last 5 years, 6 years as a contender. If Big Rami shows up in shape, look out. He's got the proportions. He's a big man. He's got the small waist. What is going to be different this year? Can you take the title?
okay, I'm always asking the judge after the show what they need to do. Sometimes I'm stupid, I'm not doing what they said. But I try this year to bring everything in point. I'm working very hard with Mr. Chad and Dennis James.
Talking about Chad Nichols and Dennis James.
Yeah. And I try to bring, I'm working very hard for that. It's not for me now. Maybe when I start bodybuilding, I try to be number one because Rami, he needs to be number one because it's money. It's not about that right now. It's about my fans. I have fans in my back from all the world, especially from the Middle East. He needs to see one from them. He brings the title there, and I try to doing that.
Yes.
Well, we got judges. Hey, Tyler, what's he got to do to win this weekend? He knows. Okay, yeah, good answer. You've learned from the best, clearly. Who's that contender down there, Sean? I see somebody that doesn't look like the regular part of the crew.
This guy right here?
No, not him. Down more.
This girl over here?
Yeah.
Well, she's only got a bunch of sandals as well.
Clearly, you're not in the Mr. Olympia. You're in the wrong table. You don't want.
Nice to have you be down here with all the big.
Listen, just stay away from him. It'll eat you alive. Trust me. Just.
I can probably eat them under the table. Promise you.
Yeah,
That.
you might. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's a new name, Bob. Just a little bit. This is a little bit right here. Sid Gillen, everybody.
3-time Olympia champion.
Yes. And how do we make that 4? What did you have to do in order to get the 4th one? What did you work on in this off season coming back to the Olympia?
So I think this is the first time I've been competing for 15 years now, and I've done at least 2 shows every single year for 15 years. So this is the first time that I've actually had a break away from the stage. Now, it wasn't intentional, no, but thanks to COVID, it actually gave me more time to rest, get my food extremely high, train, and then really just hone in on the things that we wanted to create with my coach and really just create something new, something different, and bring something different to the stage, continue to improve and show my love for the sport, show my appreciation for the sport, and continue to inspire people and show, like, just because you get a standout, just because you have a championship, that doesn't mean anything. You have to continue to work, continue to keep your foot on your own neck, don't worry about anybody else, and keep pushing to make sure that you're your best at all times. Because the second you take your foot off your neck,
So does that mean you got more conditioned, you got a little bit bigger, you got a little softer? What do you do from one year to the next?
So for me, I don't really talk about the changes. I just show up in silence. And I pop up and just show what I've been working on. So I think everybody will see what I've been working on for this past almost year and a half come tomorrow.
Bob, I'm going to ask this question on your behalf because there's going to be a big disparity in this. A lot of people want to know, how small is your waist? Do you know how small your waist is?
I will say it is smaller than last year, smaller than it's ever been before.
A lot smaller than Bob's.
I would hope.
I would say it's like 18 inches.
So.
Listen, if her waist is my waist on stage tomorrow, we got a new champion up here.
I'm trying to tell you exactly.
All right.
That'd be really unfortunate.
We got a statistician here. JM,
JM,
the guy
of course.
That came for 41 years. So one of the statistics is if you happen to win, you will tie Nicole Wilkins. Tired.
Yeah,
just had a baby, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and Devon has won it 3 consecutive years. So if you win, you actually will be
the first in history to win.
So there's history being made on different fronts here, Bob.
Well, listen, I said at the top of the show, we've got one of the best Olympias of all time because we've got multiple Olympia winners competing against each other, including this young lady, who's Miss Latoria Watts.
What's up?
What's up?
How are you?
I'm good. You ready?
I'm so ready. Hello, Orlando.
You look ready? Sydney's down there. I know you can't hear a lot, the speaker. She's talking mad smack about you.
God. Sydney, what's up?
Oh, yeah.
She said her waist is smaller.
It's Sean. He inspires us in these people. But
she said she had a smaller waist.
Listen, Olympians facing against each other. You're back for the title.
Yes.
You're not messing around. Now, I know you've had, well, tell you what, you tell the people. I mean, you've kind of gone back and forth the last few years. I know you've had some issues and some obstacles that you need to overcome.
Mm-hmm.
So people kind of went, what happened to Latoria? Where's Latoria?
Yeah.
Where's Latoria been?
Well, 2018, as I had mentioned before, I had to step away for surgery that I needed to have. And that just gave my body rest, gave myself time to improve. And I came back in 2019, and I felt like I brought the best package that I could bring. But there's always work to do. And I wanted to improve that. So having Sydney at the top and having her have her 3 titles, she's continuing to push me to bring the best physique that I could bring. So that's what I'm hoping to bring this weekend.
Yeah, I mean, it's got to give you some great incentive. You got a 3-time Olympian, and again, you're no stranger to the Olympia stage yourself with a few titles. It's like a rubber match here, huh?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, looking forward to it.
Well, we're looking forward to it. So give it up for our figure Olympians.
Yeah.
Bob, we're going to move into the bikini. Miss Janet.
Hi.
How you doing?
Doing well, thank you.
I asked this from Bob. I said, what does a bikini girl do to get ready for a competition that's different than a bodybuilder? Are you doing pretty much the same thing that Bob and I used to do back in the day?
Most certainly, we put in hard work.
Hard work, Bob. That's something that you're not used to.
Hard work.
Tell us about your contest preparation getting ready for this.
Well, this year definitely is unique. I think we all can contest how hard it's been, especially with the changes in the show and timing. We're all facing all kinds of adversity, challenges, and been affected in some kind of way. But I've been really looking at the positive in everything and taking it on with the changes, the energies, just putting it in towards a positive movement for me. And I'm feeling that. I'm here in Orlando, pretty much my backyard. So I'm feeling great.
A lot more mental preparation instead of physical, or is the physical like on autopilot?
Well, we may have been quiet, but me and my coach, Komodo, we've been putting in the work. Obviously, with coming in as second place, first runner-up last year, we got to make the improvements, and I think we're going to show that this weekend.
All right, Bob.
Listen, clearly you picked that side because bikini was on that side. You don't fool me any, all right? Ladies, I got 2 words for you. Pose down. We got to institute the bikini pose down at the... Sandy, help me out here. No. Not a chance. Okay, thanks, Sandy. Appreciate you coming. Bikini pose down. Come on, I think it's something we need to work on. But listen, when it comes to posing, and you're right, Sean, these girls, they don't get enough due because they think general people out there, regular folks, non-body, they think, oh, it's bikini. They don't really train that hard. I've seen these girls in the gym. I've seen them train. They train hard. This ain't bikini from years ago when we first started and we were kind of making our way and, you know, trying to figure out where the class was going, where the division was going. You girls train hard.
Yeah.
You're in the gym. I mean, you've got full-out pump and iron going on there. This isn't the bands and the balls and, that type of stuff.
First, I want to say hi for everyone. Thank you for coming here, and everyone was here, and everyone was watching at home because this year was hard, but I'm happy because the show is happening. And yes, we're working hard. I don't like training with bands. I train with 8. I train real.
Well, first of all, congratulations on your English, which is miles ahead of last year. I know you worked very hard on it this past year. We talked about that. I had to actually translate last year and got a little bit of flack because I speak bikini.
She's Brazilian.
I'm very fluent, yeah. But congratulations. Like I say, you've done well defending the title.
Yes, I'm working hard this year, and I did my best every single day. I'm doing my prep. And this year was different because it's the first time in my life I do only 2 shows in this year, because I always competing a lot of times on stage. But I think this is good because I can take a break and improve my body, improve my mind. And I'm happy to be here, and I did my best every single day. I know this show is hard because it's the best athletes in the world here, but I'm doing my best.
Issa, what do you think about the bikini pose down? Is that something we should put in, the pose down?
I like it.
Oh, look at that. Talk to Sandy. She's in charge.
Man is ready. Yeah.
I'm out of this one.
Ready.
I get myself in trouble. All right, Sean, I'm going to work my way down here. We're going to save the guys for a second. We got to get to the ladies, Raymond. Sorry, man. But Shanique Grant, Women's Physique Olympia champion. Now, a lot of the emphasis this year, Shanique, has been on overcoming adversity. You are no stranger to overcoming adversity. I know you've had a whole bunch of, there's a couple of years there that it just seemed like everything that could go wrong did for you. But you seem to turn that around, and in record time, you seem to turn it around in time to get yourself a world title, Olympia title at that. And now you're back defending that title again. You got some great competition with Sarah. I'll get to her in a second. But give me your story this year. Everybody's got a story.
With the pandemic happening, the gyms closed down in Vegas. Of course, we don't know what to do. I started using bands, weights at home. Not effective. Luckily, I was able to find a gym just to get through it. Of course, training in mass now is hard, but you have to overcome things and push through it, be stronger than what we're dealing with right now. But I got to it. It was a very, very hard prep. It's about 14 weeks long, but we're here. We're one day out, and I'm so ready for tomorrow.
Now, it's got to seem like a walk in the park for you, considering what you had to deal with the last few years. So this couldn't have struck you too hard, but I saw the pictures online. I mean, you're a cartoon. I mean, there's just no way around it. Your proportions are just the tiny waist, the shoulders, the legs. I mean, obviously, you're going to be very hard to beat, but man, you've got some competition.
I keep my eyes on the prize, blinders on. I love having a push. I love the competition. That's the whole point of it. Battle, get first place. That's always the goal, but I love the competition.
Well, you got it, because you got Natalia, who's not here today, but of course she's here ready to compete this week, and you've got this young lady who doesn't get her fair share, I don't believe, because I think she's severely underrated, but she's going to push you all the way for that title. Sarah Villegas. Villegas. I've been working on that. I've actually pronounced it with the L's because I'm from New York originally. All right, so she's like, Yegas, like yay, like with a Y, and I'm like, oh, okay, I got you. Villegas.
Got it.
Is that better?
Perfect.
Shanique's tough to beat. She's very, very put together. She's the champ. But anybody who's seen your pictures and video online know that, man, you've got it. I mean, you've got every tool that there is to push her all the way and to try to take that title. I know you've been working hard this year.
I would have to agree with you. I have been working incredibly hard the last 14 months. And before I even go further, I'm just going to take a second, like everybody else has, and just give a big thank you to the folks at the Olympia for making this happen. I think everybody up here probably had their doubts as to whether or not this weekend would even happen. So we definitely, we recognize all the efforts that you guys have put in to make this happen, and we will not forget it. But yes, like you said, I've had a little bit of extra time since last Olympia, been putting in crazy amounts of work, and you know, I know what I'm bringing to stage. I'm very, very, very confident in the package that I'm bringing, and you know, like I said, I would have to agree with you. I do think I have all of the elements that it takes to display, you know, a complete physique to win that title.
Well, do you target, you know, bodybuilders will tend to, even though we tend to work on our own physique, so there's always somebody to target. I mean, listen, if the current champ has, you know, great shoulders, well, of course, that's something you want to work on. Is there anything that you target? I mean, you see Shanique, you see the same things we do. We see the pictures, you see the video, you see do you look at that and go, okay, I need to kind of build this up a little bit to be competitive with her, or is it purely you just work on your own physique and that's just the way it goes?
I would say a little bit of both. Always you're pushed by your competition, but you know, last year when I turned around from the back, it was obvious that I was clearly dominant in the lower body. So you build on your strengths to make them even stronger because you want to flaunt your strong points. And then yes, of course, you know, narrow the gap in the areas where, you know, somebody else might have a little bit more of an advantage to, because you know, look, women's physique, we're judged by 9 poses. We have 4 quarter turns and 5 other mandatories. So it's not just, you know, the front or the back. It's front, back, side, left, right. It's all around. So I've been, you know, perfecting all 9 of those poses, working from every angle, the whole body. And like I said, just making my strong points even stronger.
Well, I believe you'll be in that first call. Have you ever seen her conditioning, folks? It's crazy. Off the chain, right up there with Natalia and Shanique. You guys are all very similar in your what you bring, but you all bring 100%. Good luck, Sarah.
Thank you.
All right, you got one more bikini girl down there, Bob. One more bikini.
We can't. We'll get to her. Don't worry.
Don't forget about me.
We talk about Olympia champs, and we've talked about every division having multiples of them. Angelica Teixeira, Olympia champion.
Hi, everyone. Hi. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming by today. And everyone watching at home, thank you so much. And I want to thank the Olympia organization and the IFBB Pro League for making this happen for us. We are so grateful. Thank you so much.
Well, what's it like coming? Now, you've been on both sides of the coin, okay? You've been there as a contender. You've been there as a defending champion. You're back to contender again. Is there any difference in your mindset of preparation? Is there a difference when you're the champ versus I'm chasing the title now?
Yes. When I was the champion, was like, okay, I need to work hard, I need to keep this. But I was always like, okay, they like my shape, they like what I bring, so I'm not gonna work to bring many change. So it was always like a super hard prep, but I knew what to do. And I always wanted to keep the same style. But once I lost my title, I was like, okay, this is the best opportunity. Just like Phil said, I feel the same way. You know, when he said he got my words, was the best thing that ever happened to me was losing my title, because it gave me the opportunity to grow, to really look at this sport and see, you know, why I love it so much. This sport is my life. I love the bikini division. I love, you know, all the years that I was able to be the face of the bikini division, represent the sport. And when I lost it, I was like, no, I need it back. So I was ready to fight for it. After, of course, when I lost, I was devastated for a month. And, you know, like everything comes to your mind and you don't know what to do. And after a month, I was like, no, I'll get better. I'll work on the feedback. I'll just improve myself. And I just grew. I grew, you know, like as a person. And it's just like it gave me the opportunity to improve.
Now, you learned a valuable lesson. I know because we do appearances all year and we see each other a lot. So we got a chance to talk about this. The lesson you learned, from what I could gather, was that you don't actually have to be you don't have to have the title to be a champion.
Yes, yes.
And something you learned as you were going on, because listen, you thought the earth was ending when you lost. You were done, you were finished, nobody's going to care about you no more. You're yesterday's news. And what you found really quick was the fans love you.
Oh my God.
The fans, they listen.
Thank you so much.
They didn't care whether you won, you lost. It was you. It was Angelica. You know, you were still the champ in their eye, whether you had the trophy or not. And what a great lesson. But you took it. You know, it raised your spirits. You embraced it, and you stand here today now, coming back for that title.
Yes. No. What you said, like even more in the last few weeks, the respect, the love, the support that everyone is showing. I was like, everything was worth it, and I see that they still see me, because my goal competing was always to be someone that people look up to. And after, this last month, I see the support. I see how all the bikini girls, not only like the amateur level, but also the pro level, they look up to me and they supporting me, they cheering me on. Even girls that are competing here this weekend, they like, I really wanted to get it. You are a queen. I'm like, to hear from them that, you are a queen, it's like, oh my God, I'm humbled. I don't like to say that, but it's something that I always wanted, have people looking up to me. And when I stop out, the new generation, they'll have someone to like, okay, I want to be someone like this. So this goal I have achieved, and I hope to be able to come on stage and show my best this Saturday. I'm super excited. I worked super hard for 19 weeks, the first time I ever prepped for this long. But I had many setbacks. I had so many challenges. Like everyone else, it wasn't an easy year for everyone because of the pandemic. But I lost my father-in-law. That was like a father for me. And we were battling cancer all this year. And in the middle of the prep, I lost him. And more setbacks with, before I started my prep, that I had to stay like no training. Like I never did this before, but I had to stay like just rest for over a month. And, so when I started this prep, I was like, okay, I need to start before, work harder than ever. So I'm super excited to come on stage Saturday and show my love for the sport and show you guys why I love this so much.
Thank you, Angelica. Dex, 19 weeks of prep, and you just started cardio last Wednesday. What's up with that?
I'm the blade.
You are truly the blade. Listen, we're going to get to our other athletes, but he's not kidding. I mean, it was years before you ever did cardio. You were still eating cheeseburgers and stuff, cutting them out maybe, about 2 weeks before. I probably better get ready, cut the salt out,
Yeah, I never cut the salt, though, but I never used to carry meals with me because I used to eat my meals fresh, cook it, then eat it. Every meal I did that way. So when I had to travel, I'm like, man, I'm not eating food cold. I'm not packing meals. So I just go through the airport, get McDonald's or get Burger King. And, it's only 2 days. I can make that up and do like 20 minutes twice a day and get on back home and get shredded again. So,
You are truly unique. First of all, I've never actually seen you finish a meal. That's number one. Everybody thinks these bodybuilders eat. Listen, I've been with you 100 places. Even his regular prep food, he wouldn't finish it all. Half of it would be left. Dex, you're going to, I'm good, man.
Yeah. I hate to eat, man. I really hate to eat.
You're like the anti-Rami. He loves to eat. Listen, he eats you for lunch.
Oh, yeah. When I retire, I can't wait. I mean, I seriously can't wait to retire so I can eat just like twice a day. All these 6-7 meals a day, man. Oh, God. That's what I dread the most, to be honest with you, eating a lot of food.
It's work. I mean, it really is. For those who...
Job.
It's a full-time job. And for somebody who doesn't like to eat, you're in the wrong sport, man. I don't... I mean, I'm glad it worked out for you and all, but...
People see me in the airport, and I'm like... eat again and...
Like swallowing vitamins and stuff.
I got to have the water to get it down. No, I'll chew on it for an hour.
That's why he's the blade, right? I mean, Andre Ferguson, the champ. Andre, you've been waiting patiently, I say, but you've grown a beard before you were clean shaven when we started here. Dexter came in, he had the full beard, had a hair, the whole thing. He says, nah, we keeping that on stage, bro? What are we doing?
Oh, no.
Nah, hell no. Hell, you got to be pretty.
Yeah, got to look the part.
You got to look the part. Listen, you are known for putting a little spice out there, let's just say, into the competition arena. So what message do you have for your competitors this year, Andre?
No message, man. I think it's my time, bringing my best, shooting for a win.
It's been a good year for you. I mean, you had a real good year in terms of competition. You beat a lot of the main players and all that. You still came out on top. You got to be a favorite here.
And then you tried to tell me at Tampa I really didn't need that one. We need them all, Bob. We need them all.
Well, that wasn't really the context, Andre, but the idea was that listen, you're winning everything, and that's great. And yeah, of course, every win's a win. But this is the Olympia, bro. I mean, this is listen, all the Arnolds, all the titles, all the shows, and they're all great. They all got their spot. But this is the Olympia.
This is the one. It's been elusive. I've been close, but.
What do you got to do?
I just got to be 100. If I'm 100%, man, I'm golden.
How do you beat a Raymond Edmonds?
It's a tough competitor, man. But, we flip-flop this all day. Yeah. So, I got to be 100. That's it. We'll see how it falls out after that.
Now, much like I was asking Sarah in regards to Shanique, are you targeting this guy? I mean, what's the target? What do you do?
Look, we actually have the same coach. But
even better.
It's two completely different physiques. I can't chase that. He can't chase this. He has to bring the best Ray. I got to bring the best Andre. Me trying to chase his or him trying to chase mine, you way out of league.
There's no defense in men's physique.
Oh, no, it's all gas.
Yeah.
It's all gas.
Well, looking forward to it. Listen, we got a good show down here, folks. And for those who are unfamiliar, I mean, you've been a perennial contender for years now, but you're the champ. Sean.
Yes, Big Ray. Ray Edmonds.
What's up, y'all?
The men's physique champion.
How you doing?
How's it feel to be champion?
Oh, it feels amazing, man.
It seems like a common thread when the guys are getting second. It's the best thing that happened. They can go back and reevaluate. Mm-hmm. You won.
Yes.
What'd you go back and do?
Well, I think I've been just like everyone else with, facing COVID and everything. So what I did, it was just taking on, stepping up more, with my family. My mother, we lost my stepfather over the summer, so that was pretty rough. So I think, just winning the title and being a champion, it put, the champion mentality on me all around the board.
I mean, this year's strange for everybody involved because typically you'd probably be traveling around the world making appearances and things like that. So you had more time with your family. Mm-hmm. How did the training change?
It was finding ways. I got buddies here. Big ups to my Pittsburgh people back there.
Pittsburgh, the Steelers.
It's my mom's first Olympia, by the way.
Oh, black and yellow.
But
welcome.
Yeah, but I got buddies. They turned their gyms in the training facilities, offices. We had pull-up bars, and we just had to ride the waves out with the gyms, and just get in where you fit in. When you really want to do something, and especially being a champ, you gotta find ways.
Are you paying attention to the guys nipping at the heels, watching what they're doing?
I mean, it's social media, so we see it.
Are you following him on social media?
That's my guy.
Okay.
I follow all these men and women up here.
How's are a lot more friendly than the bodybuilding.
Bro, they got the same coach. I mean, how's that working?
Yeah. We got the same coach. We got the same sponsors. We got the same manager.
Your roommates.
You can eat together,
Well,
but,
there's only one title. Who's that going to?
What'd you say?
There's only one title.
Yeah, I'm sorry, man.
Can't share that, guys.
I'm going home with it this year. Look, we're going to be 1-2 again, but I'm taking it home this time.
Nah.
I don't know, Ray. He sounds pretty confident, man.
He's supposed to, man. He's supposed to. He shouldn't be here.
Does he have a chance?
He got a chance, but
so you're saying I got a chance?
Bob, that doesn't sound like a ringing endorsement, man.
He has a chance.
What happens in a pose down for these guys?
Sean, let's break it down. Give me a percentage. When you say he's got it, does he have a 5% chance? Does he have a 50% chance? Give me some stats.
I mean, it's been 1 and 2, so we'll give him 50-50.
50-50.
Ooh, let's go.
Yeah. Andre, that's pretty good.
Let's go.
50-50.
Take it.
Love these guys. Love them. Folks, as I told you right in the beginning, history will be made once again on the Olympia stage, as it is every year. But this year, a little bit more special, the return of the Miss Olympia. Go Hele, yeah. Listen, world champ, all right? We haven't had the Olympia stage for what, 6 years, 7 years? We're back. You're back on the Olympia stage. World champion, great title. Jake Wood put up a hell of a show in that Rising Phoenix every year now, and it's become one of the premier shows on the circuit in the IFBB Pro League. But there's always been something special about the Olympia stage, Hele, and you're back on it.
I cannot say how excited I am. Hey, everybody, thanks for coming out. I mean, it's been a crazy year, so thanks for making it. Thank you also for everybody at home at pay-per-view watching this and supporting bodybuilding. I mean, yeah, it's been a crazy year, and that this is the year of the return of the Miss Olympia is just, it's fantastic. It's the best thing that has happened to me this year. Because a lot of things has been really difficult. All gyms closed down in California. I had to switch gyms like 5 times because they kept closing down, finding undercover gyms. So, but I managed, and I've been training the whole time. A few days at home, but mostly at the gyms. But being back is like, I mean, I've been at the Olympia stage a few times before, and being back is amazing. Especially also when the Olympia was on, was just when I was a rookie, when I was getting started in the sport. And I didn't have the physique that I have now, but of course also, I've always had the desire to win the Miss Olympia. And now I feel like I have the physique that can win the Miss Olympia, and that's what I'm going to do.
Well, Hele, you've on your Wings of Strength team, you happen to have somebody who is excellent for advice in this type of thing. And I assume she's still here in the front because I got lights, but where's Linda Murray? 8-time Olympia champion Linda Murray. I mean, listen, that's a hard act to follow, but listen, it's great that you guys get to interact. You guys work on the same team, obviously all the Wings of Strength stuff and all that. So I know Linda's excited to be a part of this Olympia and the return of the Miss Olympia. So, but you've got competition.
Yes.
You've got a lot of competition.
Which is awesome because it makes it even more exciting.
Sure it does. Listen, you want the best of the best. Sugar Sean, it's the Olympia, man. Do we have any competition for Hele?
You heard about this lady, the marvelous one, Margie Martin. Woo! Yeah, last time I saw you, we were at the Olympia Expo. We were reintroducing our Olympians to the industry pretty much with some of our veteran Olympia winners. And you came out and just showed it all right there on stage because you were ready then. Are you ready now?
I'm 1,000 times more ready than I was last year. And this moment is such an experience. When you're a fan of bodybuilding and you're a fan of the Olympia, just like you're sitting out there like I was in 2011 was my first Olympia. I got to see Phil Heath get his first championship win the Olympia, and I said, I can do that. I want to do that, and I'm going to do that. And it's going to happen.
Now you're here.
I'm so excited, and you can do it too. Just believe in yourself, have the heart, have the fortitude to say it, and make it and make that claim for yourself. Because everyone standing here has always got the strength from someone else. They always have someone to look up to. Find that person, find that mentor, and go for it. And don't stop until you get it.
Well, we had the Rising Phoenix just a week or so, 2 weeks ago, and you weren't there, surprisingly enough.
No, I only won one title.
But did you watch it online?
I did because I love all those girls. I love all the women that compete there. Kudos to every last one of them for keeping women's bodybuilding relevant, keeping women's bodybuilding beautiful with shapes. I love every last one of them. Thank you, girls, for doing that.
There you go, kumbaya. So that was motivational for you to get here, watching them.
No. The motivation was already set from the time they announced that Miss Olympia was back. That's what I wanted, and that's what I'm here to get.
We could thank the Wings of Strength crew and Jake Woods and Linda Murray and Alina Popa, too.
Absolutely. It's just one of those things that they set a statement that they were going to have Miss Olympia back, and they didn't stop. And with the pandemic going on, when there was just 20,000 reasons to cancel, they said, no, we're going to keep doing this. And I was trying to do every show that there was this year so I could show what I was bringing, but instead I got to rest a little bit. I created a gym in my living room, and then I just said, you know what, I'm going to move to Vegas. because that's where the best place to train. And so that's what I did. And so I'm so thankful, and even though they moved it to Orlando, and I'm happy because it's warmer here, and I get to show off this body even more, I'm so grateful that everyone just stood fast in their guts and kept it going. So thank you guys.
Well, let's address the elephant in the room. We've got 10-time Miss Olympia, Iris Kyle, coming back to compete on the stage. How motivational for you is that?
It's a motivation level to say that I'm happy that she's here and I'm happy to put her back into retirement.
All right. That's marvelous right there.
Hey, listen.
It's all about the mindset.
You're going to call yourself marvelous. That's what you got to bring right there, okay? 10-time Olympian Iris Kyle.
People don't really retire until they feel like they don't have any more to give. And I want to be able to give her that. So, kudos.
Hey, listen.
That was like a rest in peace statement there.
Listen,
Shots fired, Bob. That's what that is.
The return of the Miss Olympia wouldn't be what it would be if we didn't have some champions. Yaxini's coming back, former Olympia champion. You got Iris, marvelous Margie. You got world champs. You got Hele. Where's Alina? I know Alina's down in the front somewhere. Alina. Here's Alina Popa, everybody. Got to give her a shout out to my girl, man.
Olympia first runner-up, Bob.
Should have had at least one Olympia title, but we'll get into that later, okay? Yeah. But the bottom line is welcome back, ladies. The Miss Olympia is back on the Olympia stage where it should be. It'll be well represented. It's going to be a great show.
Absolutely. Bob, you were talking about the stash last year.
The stash?
Yeah, it was like the difference in winning and losing.
That's what won it. You won it by a mustache.
Ladies and gentlemen, from Canada, your reigning, defending Classic Physique champion, Chris Bumstead. The Canuck.
And might I add, the stash is a little thicker this year.
It does look a little thicker, yes. Very Freddie, the singer from Queen.
Well, listen, we're going to go a little back and forth there because we can't let this moment go. I got Breon Ansley here, 2-time champ. He has no mustache, okay? Listen, clean shaven. He says he did not lose by the mustache, and he's going to prove it this year, Chris.
He can try.
No, and it's no mustache, it's no fro. It'll be straight up physique and a complete physique for sure.
Bob, this is the apples and oranges type of a thing because the physiques are not similar. They're very different.
No, listen, and that's what makes it tough for the judges because they've got, listen, what's classic? Is classic a look? Is it the physique? Is it a combination of both? Breon, you got beautiful lines, man. Obviously, there's a reason that you won the title. But you're right, Chris. I mean, he's 6 inches taller than you. He's got the hair working, the whole thing. It's apples and oranges. What are you going to give to the judges that they can distinguish and get that title back in your pocket?
I'm just going to outpose. I think it's outpose, Chris. It's just not about my.
Where's he weak? Where do you get the champ?
Oh, I get him everywhere. I get him everywhere. I'm more complete. I have a more superior physique. From head to toe, and it's just about displaying it correctly. But first and foremost, let me thank, I would be remiss if I didn't thank Jake and, Tamer and the Olympia staff and committee. I know it was an arduous but yet courageous move to come into Orlando, and I'm very grateful to you guys, very grateful to you fans and supporters for following us here. You guys, make us, and you guys are everything to us. Thank you guys so very much. And we get to display our hard work, and we're very grateful, I know all of us are, to put it on display finally for you guys at the end of the year to finish this year off very, very strong. But back to you, Dan. Excuse me, Dan.
Dan, Bob.
Bob.
All the same.
We're all in the same group.
No, I don't need to. It's not a physique thing. Even though I improved in areas of my physique.
Not a physique. It's the classic physique. What do you mean it's not a physique thing?
As far as me taking the title.
Why did he beat you last year?
He beat me because.
Was it because of you or is it because of him? Like, did you just come in off? You let the door open, he snuck in there, or did he just take it from you? Come on, give me something.
No, I will respect the judge's decision and say that he beat me, with probably 3 more poses to my 2.
Okay, that's fair.
And that's what it all comes down to as far as the numbers are concerned. But I still feel My physique is superior again. My physique is more dominant, and I have more of a complete bodybuilding classic physique.
Chris, he's more complete. What are you going to do?
When I came in last year and you asked me this similar question, I told you Classic Physique hadn't found someone who had set the standard of what it was meant to look like. And that was my goal last year. I wanted to come in, and I believe because it was such a new division, it was still searching for someone to be at the top, someone for the young kids coming up that they wanted to strive towards that standard Classic Physique look. I showed that last year, and I was young, and I was not complete. I was not 100%. This year, I'm going to show an improved version of that. Next year, an improved version of that, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to show you guys what the standard of Classic Physique is and what's going to be in the future, and I'm going to set it.
Now, excellent, Chris.
Well,
Now,
you're gonna have
Sean,
company. There's some guys that aren't on this stage that are going to be up there offering different looks as well.
Well, we've got a wrench to throw in there now. Now, even though we've got just a representation of the athletes here, and we've got the top two, there's a little wrench in thrown in there this year, and that's Logan Franklin. Now, I bring that up. I don't know if Logan's here. I hope he's here. But Logan has emerged as a strong contender for this title. Had a great year. Now, the reason I bring this up, Breon, is we talk about apples and oranges and comparisons for the judge and all that. Logan Franklin is very, very similar to Chris. Similar height, structure, weight. Obviously, you guys got the parameters in which you have to adhere to with height and weight for classic division. Are you worried about Logan Franklin? Because he does match up very well with the current champ.
Not one bit. Not one bit. Worried about anybody.
Why not?
Not worried about anybody. And I'm glad you brought that up, because if you're saying that, you know, the classic structure and the look is similar to Chris's, that does not coincide with me losing by 1 point last year. You know, that doesn't coincide by a shorter competitor, Alex Cambronero, winning the Arnold Classic. That doesn't coincide with Terrence Ruffin coming second at the Arnold Classic, a shorter competitor, shorter than me.
He's shorter than Sean, I think, and that's hard to do.
So for everybody out there talking about classic is going in a certain direction, taller direction, this and that, think about all that. Think about all that, and that's, I want you to think long and hard about all that. And then, you know, the tides are going to turn again Saturday night anyway to a shorter classic competitor in Breon Ansley. So there we have it.
All right.
There we have it.
Well, Bob, let's give the champ the last word, because obviously
always
he's the champion. You got two to your credit. Of course, Danny Hester won the first one.
Yeah.
What did you do differently coming into this one to make sure you walk home with that trophy this year?
I mean, first off, I'm just fired up to be here right now. I'd love to be stern like Phil Heath over there, just glaring into the crowd, but I'm too excited. I can't have my smile, and it feels damn good to be back as the champ. And I'm excited to be here in front of you guys in Orlando, and I know we've all had some struggles finding gyms around our city and whatnot, but no struggle compared to what it must have been like moving this entire show across the entire country.
Right.
So I'm grateful for Dan and the Olympia team that we can be here right now and put on a show for the crowd at home on pay-per-view watching this. I'm super grateful for everybody and just really excited to be here, to be completely honest. So I had to put that out there. Can't have my smile right now. But different this year, it was just more work, to be completely honest. Last year was a learning process for me, and it wasn't something I didn't feel like I was falling into my groove quite yet. And this year I really found myself. I got some advice from the champ himself, the GOAT, Phil Heath, and it was exactly what I've been doing this year. He told me to get to know Chris the man, not Chris the bodybuilder. Exactly what I'd been chasing throughout the year. I kind of got more in touch with myself, my mind, my mindset. COVID definitely helped with that, putting some focus on kind of internal stuff rather than external, and everything just falls into place after that. So it's been something where I've been a lot focused on myself this year, my mental game, and it truly feels like I'm coming in here, I'm not competing against anyone, everyone's here to compete against me.
It's spoken like a true champion right there. Chris Bumstead.
That's why he's the champ. Well, Sean, before we round out our panel, because we got some great champs to hear from, two things of interest. One, I want to give a big shout out to my man Tim Gardner right down in the front row. Tim and Eileen. Tim, I know it's been a crazy year, and all the shows seem to have all migrated to Florida, and that's your neck of the woods, bro. I know you've been instrumental in putting on a lot of these pro shows, helping other promoters put them on. Thank you, bro, for everything you do. Tim's also involved in the Olympia And it's been really challenging this year because what Tim's involved in is the most affected here because of obviously we can only have X amount of people and we got some restrictions and things. But thank you, Tim. Much appreciated. Folks, if you're watching at home, all right, and this feed's going out live right now, Sean, that people can watch this and kind of see what's going to be coming this weekend. You're seeing history in the making. Get the pay-per-view, folks. Don't be left out, all right? You still got time. You can go to Mr. Olympia, OlympiaProductions.com. Is that right, Dan? OlympiaProductions.com for the pay-per-view. Folks, you do not want to miss history in the making. Dexter making his way for the last time. I mean, that's going to be emotional. I know you've got the family here, Dex. Tears will be flowing, bro. I know you will, and it's going to be a great Olympia moment. You got Phil coming back to try to get the title. You got Brandon trying to defend the title, and we've got these champions right up here. We'd be remiss if we didn't get to our two-time Fitness Olympia champion, Mrs. Jones.
What up? How are you?
Mrs. Jones.
Sing it, Bob.
We got a thing going on. Another one for over 50 people out there. Thank you. The champ.
Yes.
You've been the champ.
Yes.
You have ruled that stage the last time since that lady left the stage. Oksana Grishina, we're going to get to in a second. She's back.
She's back.
She wants what you got what she wants. Mm-hmm. She's told you, look at, I'm not coming, well, she didn't really, I'm just paraphrasing.
Yeah.
She said words to the effect of, I'm coming back for you, Whitney. Ooh. I'm coming back to get what's rightfully mine. You've been borrowing it for the last 2 years, and I'm coming back. It was something like that, right? Was that close?
She speaks Russian, bro. She's speaking Russian.
Russian?
Yeah, she doesn't understand you.
Oh, I thought you meant I was speaking too fast. I thought,
Slow down.
Russian. Anybody?
That was quick.
Thank you, Tim. Appreciate that. Whitney.
Yes.
You the champ, but you got the champ coming back.
That's right.
Now, we talk about the other athletes. We talk about whether they tailor routines. Now, you guys actually have a physical, actual routine. Some of the greatest routines in the world. Fitness is still one of my favorites, especially to push off any show because it gets the energy going.
Yes.
The audience loves it. Are you tailoring anything that you're doing because she's coming back?
No.
Alrighty, thanks for coming. The Randy Jones, ladies and gentlemen.
The greatest thing about the fitness division, though, is that you can bring your own style, your own genre. And what's great is we've both been champs, but we're totally different in our style and our approach. But one thing that we are consistent with is the passion and the energy. And let's be honest, fitness needs to bring the fire and the music, the costumes, and we need the crowd to feel our energy. Otherwise, we're not doing our job.
Now, and it's been weird this year because we've had shows where there's almost no audience.
Yes.
It's got to be weird for you guys because of all the athletes. I mean, listen, bodybuilders can go out there and pose, and that's cool and all that. You guys, like I said, you literally feed off the audience and their energy. What do you do? How was it weird? I mean, when there was 5 people in the audience.
Well, honestly, prepping for this Olympia, I didn't know what to expect. I knew it was going to happen. I really had faith, even if it was going to be in a parking lot. I knew that there was no way you guys were just going to let it not happen. So kudos to you guys because everything we've seen so far has been top-notch. And for the people who couldn't make the transition to Florida, thank you for tuning in because I promise you it will be one hell of a show this weekend. But as an athlete prepping, I feed off the energy of the crowd, and it's something that just keeps you going. 2 minutes on stage by yourself when you are just going at it's tough, and the eyes are all on you and only you. So you do feed off the energy. Knowing that, I had to prep as if it was going to be no one in the audience. And I went in with that mindset, going, okay, I need to have the crowd in my own head. And the way I prepped, the way I would practice my routine was in that aspect. Now, if there was a crowd, awesome, even better. But I had to prepare worst case scenario because you come in, the Olympia, you come in on point. Every training session is to go in. For me, it's to defend that title and to make it a three-peat. And so I practiced every little detail as I prepped for this day.
I am looking forward to this showdown. And again, we've got some other great competitors who aren't on the stage here today, but will be on that stage tomorrow when you guys are doing your thing. Oksana Grishina, welcome back.
Yes, from Russia with love. A multi-Miss International, 4-time Olympian champion coming off of retirement. As a matter of fact, you were coming back out of retirement and you got injured.
Yes.
And the Olympia got postponed.
Yes.
And you recovered from the injury.
It works for me, yes.
And now you're going for your 5th title.
I'll do my best.
Is this your 5th title?
I'm going to do my best. I don't know, winning is not the point.
Okay.
doing better than you have to ever done before. That's the point for me. So I want to do better job. I want to do my best for you guys, and I hope you like it. I hope you will appreciate all this hard hell of job, hell of work, what I have done. So yes, and I just miss it, and it's the first time when I feel relieved. You know, it feels so great to coming back.
You feel relieved with her hanging on to 2 trophies and defending the title? You're relieved?
I feel relieved because I'm here. I'm honored to be here. And honestly, Olympia is the best thing humanity does. It brings the world together. And this time it was tough. It was tough for everyone, for any country. I mean, this is difficult. And that's why I feel relieved being here. And I think it's a huge celebration of sport where the best athletes of the best coming here from all over the world. It's hard to get here. I mean, and that's why I feel relief. It just
Well, it's interesting because your story, your journeys, and you left Russia, came to America with nothing, hoping to become a pro, and you wind up 4-time Ms. Olympia champion. You showed us all the multiple personalities from the Joker, the Phantom of the Opera, Michael Jackson. What are we going to see this year? You got some prizes for us?
Of course, you will see it tomorrow.
Listen, she ain't giving that up, all right?
Right.
Now, Oksana, I got to go back to the last time you were on stage. As I called you out as I mistakenly said 5-time champion.
I remember.
Now, the question is, was I just being prophetic? Was it Bob Stradamus?
Bob Stradamus.
Is it going to be 5-time? Was I actually right just a little bit ahead of myself?
I promise, guys, I'll do my best.
They're so diplomatic, these guys. That's why I hate the fitness chicks. They love each other. They do. They listen. They all work together. They all do each other's routines. They put routines together for each other. Can you imagine Phil putting together Dexter's routine for the final Olympia? And say, hey, champ, I was playing around with some transitions and I thought of you. I'm not seeing that, but listen, this is going to be a great showdown with this fitness Olympia. And again, we've got multiple Olympia champions on the stage, which seems to be the theme this year. Speaking of champs. Easy there, the tough guy, easy.
Yes.
Kamel El-Garni, you're a 212 Olympia champion.
What's up, everybody?
Now, Kamel, you've got an interesting story because you competed for years overseas trying to get to the IFBB Pro League, doing everything you could, wrapped up a lot in the politics back then and all that. We don't have to go down that road. But when you finally made it here, you made the best of it. You won the title. But you're not the youngest guy here. I mean, you got Derek, who's, I think, half your age. You're,
to be honest, if I married a little bit early, it could be my son.
He could be your son. I mean,
yeah.
Listen, and Kamel takes great pride in this because you're at what, 49?
49, yes.
49 years old. I mean, you talk about, listen, whatever fountain of youth Dexter has, certainly Kamel found it. At 49, Sean, to be the best in the world at anything is a huge accomplishment, and you've showed listen, you could have taken the title and gone. I mean, and that's it. But you came back to defend the title, especially against this guy.
And I'm going to show something different this year.
Like a third arm? Like, what do you mean different? Like, what?
Probably. Could be.
Oh, it's a big one. Yeah,
It's a message. To be honest, it's a message for the old bodybuilders, the young bodybuilders, that they rush things up. We're going to show them this year, do not rush it up. Because it's not just a time of like 10 years or 15 years, no. What's after? I mean, I've been competing since my first competition was 94. So if you count my competition, I can't even count on myself. So guys, take your time and make sure you can beat. And that's a message maybe here for some crowd here. They'll say, oh, we're too old. Never old. Right. You could make it and you could improve all the time. We talking about bodybuilding here. You see, bodybuilding it's a proof, and you're gonna see tomorrow night what's the improvement
I bought.
Well, the cool thing is, Kamal, is your hallmark has always been your conditioning. You bring the conditioning. You're always in shape. You've never been out of shape for a competition. But it's more the quality. You're not the biggest guy in the 212. You don't claim to be. You claim to be the best, and you were the best last year.
Last year I weighed 206. This year I weigh 211 point something.
Okay.
So you're gonna see some quality muscle as well, not just the condition. Better condition with the heavy and more muscle. That's what we've been working since December last year. I remember like last year, December, Chris, my coach, he sent me a video, and I seen that video, which is like in my room last year, one of the video he took. And I said to him, what do you think? He said, next year, bigger and harder. I said, let's go. Let's start tomorrow. And we started since that day. And actually, we bought that package. So it proved, because like what we say, everybody says like, what you gonna improve? You're too old. What you gonna do? What's this condition? Now we're gonna prove you all wrong this time. And then you're gonna be, wow. So it's gonna be a lot of old people going back to the gym and they're gonna train. So,
attaboy, champ. Yeah, way to inspire. Listen, best of luck, 49 years old, defending the title. He has no intentions of giving it up. But this guy right here, last year, at the prejudging, was in the lead. Bro, you came out, listen, I'm pretty close to you guys on stage, so I can see what's going on. I'm like, oh, wow. Derek brought it, man. Like he's, and then all of a sudden, it kind of started to fade a little bit. And it was like, oh no, Derek, hang on, buddy. But you were there, and you had it. And we've talked about this before, but you had the formula. Like, at that point, it's kind of difficult because you're obviously there at the show, can make some minor adjustments, but you had it, man. You were right there.
Yeah, last year was good. We brought a better package from the year before. But I had a lot of learning to do, man. And so I thought about it. I took the feedback from last year on how we can improve our physique. And we definitely were very diligent day after day, week after week to make sure that we made those improvements for this year, which we have. But I learned a lot about the fact that I actually don't need my competition to motivate me. And there's a difference between inspiring and motivating. These guys up here still inspire me like day one whenever I first started bodybuilding. I can look at their physique, I can look at their work ethic, I can see how they carry themselves, and I can be inspired by that, and that can motivate me to be better day in and day out in the gym. But as far as getting that feeling inside of you of like, man, I gotta beat this guy, I don't feel that anymore. I feel, what I think about is I just focus on myself. I'm obsessed with getting better. I'm obsessed with progression. So for that, I feel pretty unstoppable because as long as I want it, I'm gonna keep going after it. Yeah, and Derek, your last two first runner-ups obviously serves as motivation, but you're also not long for this division. It's a struggle for you to get down to the 212. Is this make it or break it for you and move up next year, or where's your mind at with that?
Look, man, I promised myself that I would not think about anything else from last year's Olympia to this year's Olympia besides me getting better. So I've analyzed every single thing. You can ask my coach, he's sitting right there, James Brown, JB Prep. You can ask my fiance, Jelson. I've talked to them daily. We've had considerable amount of communication back and forth on how we can be better, whether it be my relationship with her or my relationship with my coach or whatever. So when it comes to bodybuilding, like I said, I'm obsessed with wanting to get better and progressing. And so I have just literally you probably noticed that I wasn't so outspoken on social media as much. I did a lot of social media, did a lot of different platforms, but I wasn't out there going, I'm coming to win. I mean, I think people already knew that I was working and they could see that I was working. But I just buried my head and I felt like a Dorian Yates almost this year, to where I said, I'm gonna get better physically, but mentally and internally, I'm gonna build this character up because, like he just said, look, I'm coming for that title this weekend, but I expect many years here.
And how old are you now?
I'm 27.
One of the youngest guys in the show, Bob.
I tell you what,
he's got a lot of time.
You've got Sean Clarita, and you've got David Henry, former Olympia champ. So the 212 is stacked up as usual. These guys always bring it, man. They're always in shape. Guy Cisternino. I mean, there's a whole bunch of names in there, but we got to circle around to the speed round. Phil, you look pissed off, man. I got to be honest. You got that look like I'm all business here, man. Like this is it. Like this is, correct me if I'm wrong, Phil, but like you got blinders on to what's going on here. We've been in many Olympias together, my brother, but you got that look, man. You got that look in your eye, like, you know what? Like you just want to rip your stuff off right now and get to a pose down right here on the spot. Now, I know we lost Debo this last week, which is inspiring enough for you, our guy, but rest of his soul, Debo.
My chain.
I know. But you got that look, man. I got to be honest.
Well, there's a reason for it. If anyone could put themselves in the mindset of attaining 8 Mr. Olympia titles, I mean, just think about that. When I was Mr. Olympia the first time, there was only 12 at the time. I became the 13th. Now there's 15. At the end of the day, I have plenty to be thankful for. Job's just not finished. I'm just ready to get this shit started. I'm tired of sitting here.
I appreciate it, bro.
I'm being honest. Yeah. I'm thankful for being able to come here and actually have a show to compete at and do my thing. But I'd be fooling myself and I'd be dishonest. I told myself I'm going to be completely vulnerable and real with the fans when it was time. This is the time. I'm here not to play any fucking games. I'm here to go get my title back. I'm going to do it, and that's it. I don't care what anybody else will say. I know what I want. I know I've done it before, and I'm here to do it again.
Now, you see that man right there? Sharp-looking suit, looking like a champ, well-spoken, well-read, right? Conducted himself all year as Mr. Olympia and did a hell of a job. Is that the same Brandon Curry you competed against a couple of years ago, or is this a different guy?
I have no idea. No, I'm being honest.
Do you care?
I don't give a shit. And that's no disrespect to him. It's just not about that. He did his job. He won. Congrats. But I don't give a fuck. I want to go get my title back. That's it.
Is this destiny for you, Phil?
Absolutely. I mean, when I decided to come back, I wouldn't be back here unless if I was able to do what I do. And that is bring the freaking pain on stage. These guys know what I can do. That's why they all said the same thing. Phil comes back, I train. It gives me motivation to train harder. We've all heard the same story, right? We can all be honest with that. I've beaten a lot of guys along this journey. I've beaten a lot of legends along this journey. And I think a lot of people forgot about that. There's a gentleman, Jay Cutler, in the audience. I remember when he lost. And they wrote his ass off real quick. And I remember chatting with him, and he'll tell you. I went up to Hani, I said, man, if you work with him, man, let's see what he can do. Because I wanted to see what he could really do. And he kicked the shit out of all of us in 2009. Yeah. And I was up on that stage as well. So I know what can be done. I know how fans can be emotional. I know how I can make mistakes. I know how I could take things for granted. And I know that I can grow from it. And I'm here to show that. And I'm thankful for that opportunity. Because a lot of people, just didn't, you talk about Brandon being disrespected and stuff like that. Man, I've been disrespected a lot throughout my career. I've been discredited throughout my freaking career. And the only thing I can focus on is just win. You can't win with that type of noise. It ruins the vibration within inside, so you can do your absolute best on stage. You have to reduce all the noise, so then you can focus on your energy. And that's all I did over the past however many years when I didn't go on stage. But I knew when I get back there, I'm gonna be a different person. And that different person is dangerous. And I think everybody's waiting to see what's gonna happen tomorrow night.
Bob, you had a good read on the look in his eyes. Tell me about the look in this guy's eyes.
I can't see his eyes. He's got glasses on. Yeah,
Come
there
down
you go.
here.
Listen, Brandon's cool.
What is he thinking right now? Because this is his title. A lot of people think it's slippery. Lee Haney said there's nothing more dangerous than a man with kids at home in defense of his title. And he had kids pretty much throughout his whole career. You got 4. Are you hungry?
Well, I want to say I really do appreciate Phil for coming back to the table. This is a dream come true. It's an honor. It's something I've been longing for a long time, to be good enough to stand toe-to-toe with the champ. Honestly, I think we knew this was eventually going to happen. And I'm on cloud 9. It's like I'm dreaming right now. It's like I actually get this opportunity. It's actually real, because I thought it was going to be a little elusive. 2 years ago, a year ago, maybe not. But when I got word that Phil was ready to take this title and come and challenge me, I was excited. I was very excited, because like I said, I grew up, coming up, looking up to Phil, watching him dominate the sport. And I'm like, man, when am I going to be good enough? When am I going to be good enough to stand toe-to-toe with Phil Heath? And here we are, as the champion. I got Phil trying to take this title away from me.
Well, you're 24 hours away from that dream matchup, Brandon. And I know when we talked initially, when Phil made the announcement he was coming back, you were very genuine in saying, you know what? I'm glad he's coming back. You didn't miss a hitch. I mean, you said, I want him on stage to prove. Listen, this was no fluke last year. I don't care who showed up at the line. It wasn't my fault he wasn't in the lineup, or this guy or that guy. But I want him on stage to legitimize, and I want to take him on one-on. You were adamant with, you loved the idea of him coming back.
I mean, how do you become great, right? You
got to be great.
You got to be greatness. And Phil is a great champion. And like I said, it's an honor to compete against a great champion, a legend in the sport, one of the greatest in our sport. And, so I came out to shine. I came out to show out. I've done my work, and God willing, we're going to press him, we're going to push him, and we're going to come out with a victory.
I like
Another history's going to be made.
Listen.
You can't stop it.
Hey, listen, when you're the champ, you act like the champ, okay? If he didn't have that kind of an attitude, he wouldn't be having that Sandow on his mantle. But Phil he had the carpenters out last week, and he actually made his mantle a little bit bigger. Lee Haney said he actually stopped competing because he ran out of room on his mantle. Phil said, I ain't going down that road. I know people. All right, we're going to rifle right down the champion row here. Big Ramy.
Yes, sir.
We have heard this for years now. Big Ramy's coming. Big Ramy's coming. He's 300 pounds. You can't beat him. He's too big. He's bigger than Phil. He's bigger than Brandon. He doesn't have the quality, though. Do you have the quality now?
Winter is coming. Tomorrow.
Winter is coming. Bob doesn't know about that, but winter's coming.
Winter's here.
I told you. I saw pics. I saw pictures. Listen, I've seen a lot of pictures in my day, okay? This guy's in shape. He's still got the small weight. He's a big man. How much you weighing now for...
290.
290.
Oh, my. You were that, last night?
290. In shape at 290 is scary, Dex.
Yes.
What do you make out of these big young guys? I mean, this guy's ridiculous.
It's bodybuilding, bro.
Yeah, it is bodybuilding, man. But 290 pounds on stage, bro.
I just competed against him at the Arnold.
Did you beat him?
Yes.
There it is.
Yeah.
It's bodybuilding.
There it is.
I mean, he's big. He's Big Ramy.
Yeah, he is. That's why the name fits. If he was kind of says it all. But Dex, hang tight, because I gotta save the best. We normally give the champ the last word, but in this instance, this year, I'm going to go to Dexter for the last word. But William, they call you the conqueror. But you got a couple Olympians here to conquer, my friend. What are you going to do this year? What are you bringing? You bringing a third arm like Kamal? Something different we haven't seen?
Man, I'm just being me and try to improve every year, and I'm just here to do me. You understand? The way the other guys look, I can't control that, so. And
you don't fear the big guy. I mean, Big Ramy's 290.
Why should I?
Listen, Phil's not small, I mean, these guys are huge.
Why should I? The only one here at this table who I haven't beaten is Phil.
Hmm?
I mean, Rami, I've beat him before. Dexter as well. Brendan as well. You know, Phil is the only one I haven't beaten ever, so I shouldn't be feared for any one of them.
Did you welcome Phil's return as much as Brandon? Brandon, like, he was genuinely excited. When I talked to him, he was like, no, he wasn't putting on an act. He was like, no, I love the idea that he's coming back.
I even did a post to welcome Phil. I did a post on my social media to welcome Phil. Normally, I don't, interfere with these stuff.
Right.
I just do my own thing, mind my own business. But I even welcomed him on Instagram, like, whoa, the champ is back. So let's go.
All right, hey, we got to wrap it up, Bob. The fitness ladies got to get out.
Well, listen.
Time crunch.
Give me a few. I got to get to the champ. Got to get the hottie. The people. Listen, the people voted for Hottie Chupan. The fans that were out there watching voted for Hottie Chupan.
Bringing anything different this year?
خب اینجور که ما دیدیم صحبت‌های دوستامون همه اومدن قهرمان بشن.
He says, well, the way that I'm seeing it tonight, it seems like everybody's here to become the champion.
Short and sweet.
ما اومدیم اینجا تماشاچی باشیم اینجور که معلومه.
And he says, I didn't come here to just be one of the spectators.
That's what we like about this guy. That's why you're the people's champion. Hottie Chupan.
All right,
we got to wrap it up. These guys got to eat and they got to drink. This is brought to us by
Dexter ain't eating. We already know that. Whatever he's eating half.
The final word.
All right, listen. Normally, again, I go to the champ, Brandon. With all due respect, Brandon, this year I'm going to defer. I'm sure you have no issue with that because it's all about this man this year. This is celebrating, not this year, but 20-plus years on the Olympia stage. 29 victories. I mean, you can't overstate this stuff enough, Dex, of what you've done, what you've meant to the sport, what you've brought. It's not going to be the same without you. It's never going to be the same. Anytime you get somebody of this magnitude that's going to hang him up, we feel that loss. We felt it with Jay. When he left, we felt it with Ronnie because his presence, the big nasty and just Ronnie being Ronnie and all that. And you're right up there. I mean, you're one of those guys. Like, you got yourself to that elevation, that position, that these guys revere you. Nobody talks smack about Dexter Jack. You know why? Because they know it's just, listen, we're selling tickets, we're doing all that. They have the utmost respect for you as I do, bro. We've been doing this a long time, and I can't wait to announce you for that final time on the Olympia stage.
Thank you, and I can't wait for it to happen, brother.
So, Dex, I'm going to give you... I mean, we've been through a lot, bro. We've done shows. I've had you in the middle of the stage at the Olympia for that acceptance speech. This year's a little special, obviously. It's the last time you're going to be on there, and the Olympia stage is so grand this year. It is so, when you see this, bro, it's going to blow your mind what they were able to do in about 5 weeks' time. The biggest Olympia stage of all time. So no better fitting for you. But Dex, I'm going to give you the last word. You got your family out here. The microphone is yours, my friend.
As you guys know, family is everything to me. I've done this my whole career for my family. And I love you guys. I love this sport as well, so I want to give a shout out to Mr. Mannion, to the IFBB, to NPC, to Jake Wood, all the major players, Dan Solomon, all the past greats that I looked up to. Everybody who had an impact on my life, I want to give a shout out to you guys, and thank you so much. I want to give a shout out to my fans. You are one of the most important reasons why I've been around so long. There's come times where I've contemplated. I've always said I give myself a few more years. I've always said we'll see what happens. But I did say I'm retiring this time. And when I say that, that means just that. So don't nobody out there think I'm joking, because I'm not. So I hope you guys really get this pay-per-view, because it's gonna be special. I bought a special package for you guys, I promise you. I'm not just these guys that like to run their mouths, say, oh, I'm gonna be better than you. No, you know I'm gonna bring it when I say I'm gonna bring it. So all you great Olympians up here on stage, that I've known for so many years. Thank you guys so much for showing me so much respect.
Dexter the Blade Jackson.
Thank you guys so much, man, for showing me so much respect. You know, I used to say all the time that, you know, when the young guys come up and they say, "What's up, Unc? What's up, Uncle?" You know, that's like the true respect. That's the respect when people call you that. But when y'all call me Grandpa, I don't like that now. Don't call me Grandpa.
All right. Well, listen, Dex, I know you got something special that you're going to be bringing out tomorrow. We're all looking forward to it. We've got a few special things ourselves for you. So for your family and everybody that's coming out, Dexter, congratulations on a great career. No better spot to go out in the Olympia stage.
It's going down in 24 hours.
Champ, everybody.
OlympiaProductions.com, our live pay-per-view 24 hours from now on Friday and Saturday. Make sure you get the pay-per-view. Thank you to all of our Olympians. We'll see you on stage.
That's going to wrap it up, folks. We want to see everybody at the Meet the Olympians tonight. We've got lots of great Olympians that will be out there. You get your autographs, memorabilia. Folks, tomorrow the action starts. Everything's right here. We got stuff in the theater, all the prejudgings, the finals right upstairs. So we will see everybody. Thanks for coming on behalf of Jim Mannion and the IFBB, Jake Wood, Wings of Strength, and the entire crew. That's going to wrap things up. For Sugar Sean Ray, I'm Bob Ciccarello. We'll see everybody later.